Okay. So this presentation is about self-care and how to maintain your self-care as a student, as a student here at UC. My name is Gina Heinzen. I use pronouns they, them, and I'm the mental health programs manager. Yes, here at the Student Wellness Center. So just a couple quick things. Here's what we're going to go over. Learn what the Student Wellness Center is and how to access it. Define self-care and its importance to healthy living. And then develop a self-care plan incorporating strategies for practicing self-care. So our space, the Student Wellness Center, we're in the main Student Life Center. If you've been on campus, it's right across from the football stadium. That's our mission statement. We're here to empower students to make informed decisions regarding their health and wellness by providing evidence-based education, inclusive resources, and non-judgmental support. Basically, we're here for you for whatever wellness you need, with the exception of any sort of clinical services. So we are not UC Health. We're not counseling and psychological services. Those are two other departments that we encourage you to use, but we don't cover that stuff. We cover wellness products, and I'll get into what we cover, but we offer a wide variety of health and wellness services that aren't clinical, because we want you to have a safe and healthy experience. So what we do is, so we have a wellness resource center. And like I said, that's free, that has free products. We have presentations. Our actual center is 2 stories. And it's just, here's a picture of the second story. And it really is just a place to hang out and just take what we call a bear cat break. We offer wellness presentations. Sometimes we offer them in our space. Sometimes they're requested and we go to clubs or classes and we give them. We have them on a large number of topics around wellness. We do health awareness events. So suicide awareness, mental illness awareness, body love, tobacco-free, all sorts of awareness events. And like I said, we have free health products. So that's free menstrual products, free sexual health products, condoms, nail files. I'm blanking, but that's kind of what we have, free stuff that you can just come and take if you need it. Tampons. We have RA materials. So when they do bulletin boards, they can come get a bulletin board from us if they want it to be focused on wellness. And then finally, we promote financial literacy. So through us, you can have one-on-one peer financial coaching. So we don't cover investing, and we don't cover student loans and financial aid. We'll send you to financial aid for that. But we can help you with budgeting, just how to manage finances, what various finances are, credit, debit, savings, all that kind of stuff. So for this coming fall semester, we are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're on the campus website. We have a social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at UC_wellness. And if you haven't heard about Campus Link, that's where you get all, you're going to want to get into Campus Link, and that's where you get all of your connections to student departments, clubs, organizations, any kind of event you go to. If there's an event pass you have to get for it, it'll be through Campus Link. So that's a good app for everyone to have. So just to get started on wellness. What is wellness? Wellness is an active process of becoming aware of and making choices toward a healthy and fulfilling life. That's a lot of words to basically say be healthy. There's 8 dimensions of wellness. And so wellness is more than just being free from illness. It's a dynamic process. It's not something you just do and you're done. It's a constant something you're working on. And so, like I said, there's 8 dimensions of wellness. Your emotional wellness is your awareness of your feelings and how you respond to everyday interactions. Your physical wellness, obviously, is your physical wellness. How are you feeling? Are you sore? Are you sick? Is whatever, you have a headache. That's your physical, maintaining quality of life without being tired or physically unwell. Your social wellness is building and nurturing meaningful and supportive relationships. Occupational, it's the importance of satisfaction and enrichment that you get through work or as a student through your academics. Financial wellness is managing your financial expenses. Environmental is respecting and valuing the relationship between you and your community, you and nature, you and your dorm room, however you want to define that environment. Spiritual is being in tune with your inner self. That's not necessarily religious, unless you want it to be, but just kind of how in tune are you with yourself and your inner morals and values. And then finally, intellectual, which is creative and mentally stimulating activities. It's your lifelong learning, it's your curiosity. How is your intellectual wellness? Are you constantly trying to learn? Are you excited by things? Are you curious? Or are you just kind of like, eh? And so for an important part of wellness in general is balance. And everyone has a unique way in which we balance our individual domains. So those 8 domains, not everyone is going to have the same, like maybe you're really spiritual and a little less intellectual, but you still have that curiosity there. And the person next to you is the exact opposite. That's okay. There's no one size fits all for how you break up and prioritize your wellness dimensions. It's whatever works for you. And as you can imagine, they're all very interconnected. So helping your spiritual health might help your emotional health, your occupational health being well, maybe your financial health being well, and then your mental health as well. Mental health is struggling, maybe that means your physical health is also struggling. So they're all interconnected. And so it's important to not just focus on one area, but overall the broad wellness. So what actually is self-care? It's activities and practices that we can engage in on a regular basis to reduce stress, maintain and enhance our short-term health and well-being. So how do we care for all of those health domains? And it's necessary to have self-care for you to be effective and be successful in whoever you want to be in your personal life, professional life, whatever it is. And the good old saying that you've probably heard from a lot of people and you will continue to hear throughout your time at UC is just like in the airlines, when you put on your mask before you help someone else, you have to take care of your own self-care before you can care for anyone else and develop meaningful relationships. Boundaries are a super important part of your self-care. They help you avoid saying yes when you really want to say no. Boundaries help you focus on the parts of your life that you find the most important. It allows you to prioritize, okay, I really want to be part of this club, but if I say yes to this other club, I don't really have a lot of time then for this club I really want to be in, even though this other one looks good on a resume or something. Make sure you're giving yourself that club you really want to be a part of, setting that boundary and saying, no, but I need a break. I like this intramural club and I want to do it. You can set your boundaries in all aspects of your wellness. It can be socially. Who am I spending time with? Are they the ones I care about the most, or am I spending more of my time with people I'd rather not? How are you divvying up your time and energy? Are you creating a work, school, life balance? Do you have your phone on do not disturb after a certain point so that you're not getting certain notifications? Are you giving yourself a set, I'm in academic mode, and a set, I can't, I just need to stop, put away the computer, put away the homework, whatever it is, and just do something for myself? Are you creating those boundaries so that you have that? And in how you manage your finances, how you honestly, how you care for yourself. Did you set yourself time to have me time? Are you managing your finances so that you don't feel stressed by that? Are you setting boundaries on, well, I'll only go to Starbucks twice a week as opposed to every day or multiple times a day? Or I'll only use my credit card for essentials and emergencies and not just willy-nilly, so then I know I'm not going through my savings. However that means to you. And boundaries can be set in so much more. There are more examples than this. A common one that comes up on college campuses is going to be, if you're going for a night out, if you're going to a party, setting boundaries before you go on what that looks like. How late do you want to be there? You want to leave by 11, or you're only going to have 2 drinks, or whatever your boundary is. Set that ahead of time so you go into the party being like, okay, I know what my boundaries are. I'm not going to cross them. And it helps embolden you. So when you say, oh, it's 11 o'clock, I'm going to head out, and someone's trying to get you to stay, you have proper self-care, you have your boundaries, and you can say, no, you know what? I said I'd be out by 11. I'm good. It's 11. So a big important note to remember is that caring for yourself isn't self-indulgence. A lot of people feel guilty, like, oh, well, I kept caring for myself and I'm being too guilty. I need to stop that. Don't. You're not being self-indulgent. It's self-preservation. You're taking care of yourself so that you can do everything you want and take care of others and have those relationships. So what are some benefits of practicing self-care? You can identify and manage life's challenges. So big or small, expected, unexpected. Everyone faces some kind of challenge. And practicing self-care allows you to identify when those challenges happen and how to manage through them, how to cope. So you're probably going to hit a point where you're stressed about an exam or stressed about a project or an assignment, but knowing, okay, wait a minute, I know my body, I know my body's telling me it's stressed, and how do I take care of that? How do I step back and say, okay, I'm really stressed for this exam, but I know that I need to take care of myself, so I'll make sure I stay hydrated and eat healthy food. And coming with being able to identify those challenges is being more self-aware. We need to be able to refill our wellness reserves. We have to notice when they're low. That's knowing your vulnerabilities, knowing your strengths. It's really becoming in tune with yourself. And balancing it is achieving more balance in your life. If you practice self-care, you can have more balance, better self-care. It's a reciprocal process that is just adding up benefits. So again, kind of like with the airline oxygen mask metaphor, you probably heard you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, that's true, but you also have to know how to refill your cup, where to get that refill from. And so that's part of being your self-care and being self-aware. And oh, I know that this activity, I'm an introvert, and I know that going out to this party tonight is going to be really draining. So I don't want to do something also super engaging earlier in the day. I need my me time to give myself whatever that liquid is, whatever that water in that cup, so I can fill up my reserve before I head out to the party. So here's just some strategies for self-care. For your physical self-care, you can have eating healthy, hydrating, going for a walk. It's a very nice campus. So that was my thing in undergrad. That was all about going for a walk. It cleared my mind. It felt great. Emotionally, seeking and accepting help, practicing gratitude, spiritually, practicing mindfulness, experiencing other cultures. If religion is your thing, practicing your religion. Environmentally, could be making sure you're recycling, picking up trash you see on the ground, or just spending time outside. Having open conversations with your instructors and your group mates can be occupationally well. And setting realistic goals, I think, is very important as a student. You're going to have expectations and you're not always going to meet them. And you're going to be constantly readjusting what is realistic, to make sure that you're not overburdening yourself or underburdening yourself. Socially, you want to keep in touch with your friends and your family that you're coming from, while also going out into our UC community and joining a club, volunteering, meeting new people to build your social network. Intellectually, make sure you're not just, if you're reading something, it's not only for homework. Every so often throw a fantasy book in there, whatever it is that you like, a romance, a comedy, whatever. Same thing with movies or TV shows. Just throw it in there to keep your brain going on something that isn't your academics. Or trying something new. We have so many different clubs and workshops on campus that you can just try something new, and if you don't like it, you don't have to go back. No pressure. And then financially, keeping a budget, sticking to it. And if you have the ability, start a savings or continue saving. It never hurts to have a backup in case something happens, like, I don't know, global pandemic and everything shuts down. Just a thought. So are there any strategies that anyone else here thinks they would be helpful for them? And which domain do you think that it would fall under? If you can't think of one, that's okay. It's a pretty good list, but for example, sleep, right? Making sure you're getting enough sleep. That could go under physical, but it could also go under emotional, right? You're getting your sleep so that you're not overly exhausted and you're not emotionally on a roller coaster. So that's an idea. If you guys have other ideas, feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah. No, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. So there's a couple options for a self-care assessment, and this isn't a test. You can't, not something you can fail, but it kind of gives you an idea. Okay, where am I really paying attention to my self-care, and where can I improve on that? Is it not? Well, it's not letting me share, but these slides will be posted on our website, at least, if not also the family programs website. And there are links to 2 different self-care assessments you can do in that. And then the other thing that really helps with, now you've assessed your self-care. How am I doing? Where can I improve? Make a self-care plan. There's no one-size-fits-all plan, but all self-care plans are about making a commitment to attend to all your domains. So this is a very basic self-care plan you can do. How are you going to take care of your mind, your body, your spirit? What are some goals that you have? Who's your support network? Who do you want your support network to be if you don't feel like it's broad enough? having a self-care plan like this really helps avoid burnout, because it's that physical reminder where you can always look at and say, okay, I know I need to take care of myself better. How can I do that? Oh yeah, I have this plan that says in body, I can go for a walk, or spirit is practice mindfulness. I'll go to yoga, or I'll go to a meditation session. Mindful, my mind, I need to self-care my mind. I'll read a book, or I'll watch a movie. And so you can write these things down in your self-care plan to give you these physical reminders. So you don't even have to think about it. You just have to look at your plan and go, oh, that's right. That's how I can improve this. And then finally, we have our campus resources. Like I said, we are the Student Wellness Center. We are not clinical. We aren't counseling. We're not health services. We also have both of those. So our counseling is on a Calhoun Street. They have a 24-hour line you can call. And then our University Health Services is in the Athletic Center, which is across the street from the Wellness Center. But yeah, those are all phone numbers and everything. And like I said, you will at some point get this PowerPoint. Does anyone have any questions?